Now that I have all my plants watered, I went ahead, came back inside, and I wanted to tackle another little project, which was just replacing these cafe curtains for a Roman shade. These cafe curtains, they were really cute, but they were just temporary for me until I saved some little bit of extra cash to get the Roman shades that I've been wanting. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started, and then we'll move on to decorating the kitchen.
When I was lost and hopeless, when I was at my worst, it's grace that you extended that I did not deserve.
All right, so we are starting off with a clean kitchen. Only thing so far that I have is I adjusted how I have those pots up there. I did have them spread out, so I just put them all like kind of bunched together. And then I have my can opener on the countertop. But other than that, as you can see, everything is pretty empty and bland. So I'm just gonna share with you guys some of the things that I'll be adding to the kitchen. And these Crocs I got on Facebook Marketplace. The lady sold them to me they're like $10 each because she had 3 and they were $30 for 3. And then except for that, the biggest one that I have up there, that lady was a different lady and that one was 50, but it is a lot larger. So anyways, this is what I'll be using for the kitchen today. I have these pretty yellow stems that are from the at-home store. I'm just trying to get a little bit of color yellow for summer. And then I have these beautiful towels that my aunt made. She knitted this part of them, so I'm gonna add those. Those are like just a neutral color. And the vase is from the at-home store. I went ahead and did a DIY off of Evelyn Hernandez. She shared how to make it look more like a dupe to the Antonia vase. So I went ahead and did that. So yeah, that's what we'll be using. And let's just go ahead and get started with decorating. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to start out with is putting this vase, adding some of these stems to it. I just love the color combo of these. So pretty simple, nothing fancy. These stems were like $3 each, and I have 3 of them. I think they're $3.99 each. And I have 3 of them in here, and then this vase was, I believe it was $19.99. So super pretty. And I am just going to add this to the corner over here. Let me go ahead and show you. Just gonna add that. I tried to get it where it will cover this outlet. I cannot wait till I have some sort of like backsplash. I've been saying that for so many years, but haven't chose one yet. I do want to redo our countertops as well to not have the gray anymore. So I'm trying to figure out what color I want to do. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to grab are my wooden utensils here. I have them in one of the Crocs that I mentioned that I got off Marketplace. And I'm just going to add that right here. Try to hide that outlet. That's good. And then I have my olive oil dispenser. So I'm gonna try to keep it functional. I'm just gonna add that there. And then off to this side, I'm going to be adding my salt and pepper shaker. I have these wooden ones that I got off of Amazon. And then to the other side of that, I just have these little decorative pear and apple here. I got that from Home Goods. I'm just gonna add that there. Over here, I'm just going to add this tray that I got from Home Goods, and then my little brush and holder, that's from Target. And then my soap, my dish soap, I have it in this really pretty soap dispenser. And then I'm adding this little glass trinket dish that I thrifted. Just so when I wash dishes and stuff, I could take my rings off and I have a place for them. Now I'm just gonna add my towels that my aunt knitted for me. I was gonna say quilted. That she knitted. So I'm gonna just add these. She has so many of them, but she had told me to go ahead and pick out like a color that I wanted. And so I went to the store, got some towels and then the thread, and she did that for me. I think they're so pretty. And then over here where I have my Alexa, I don't want to say it because she'll say but I just have a screensaver on there, and I think I just put in like Mexican art or something, screensaver. So I really like that. But I'm just going to add my Alexander salt and pepper mills here to the side. And then to the other side, I'm going to add this little wooden duck with a vase that I got from Target for like $5. And then I have some dried baby's breath here that I got for Mother's Day. And I just let those dry out. Today's Father's Day, actually. So happy Father's Day to any men out there watching. But yeah, that's how long those have lasted me already. This little wooden duck, I don't know, maybe like that. We'll see. If I like it like that, I'll keep it like that for a while and see. That's a cute little corner, I think, like that. That's about it. You guys walked the whole thing with me here. Like I said, it was nothing really fancy, but just needed to add a little bit so that the counters weren't so plain. I don't like a lot of stuff on my counters, but I'm learning to, just add like a little bit of things just to make it feel a little bit more cozy. I have to replace one of those so that they match. I'm not sure if I want to go with the black or the gold. And then that's what the blinds are looking like for the Roman shades. So pretty. Let me go ahead and show you what my floating shelves are looking like. It's not anything that's like themed or anything like seasonal, I guess. It's just more of an everyday type of look. So that vase up on top, I thrifted that for $2. I painted that, and then the plant is from Target. The picture frame on the left is from Hobby Lobby, and what I did was I actually stained the outside of the frame a little bit darker. And then what else? The plant over here, both of those are from Target. My wooden duck, that's from an antique store. And then along with this little jug and these two little decorative pieces here, those are both from an antique store as well. And then over here in the dining room, I have my table runner, which I use pretty much. I think it's my most used one that I always tend to grab. So it's from Walmart. It's this jute runner. I just like the neutral color of that one. And then I added my recent buy from Potato Barn, which is this little dough bowl, and added my paper mache apples. Those are from Amazon. And then this candle, it is all made out of soy. And then over here, actually, I'm like, where do I show? Over here is where I have our record player. So we have a few little records there. And then the other day I was at Costco and they had these really pretty, they're carnations, right? I'm pretty sure. But I usually like to buy fresh florals. So I got those. I usually tend to also go for yellow or white. This time I went for red. They were just like so bright and pretty. So I grabbed those. And then, so this is kind of just our little coffee station for right now. I also have this little vintage wooden table. I got that on Marketplace for $20. But eventually I would like to, I don't have any picture or anything here because the pictures that I did have, I moved those to the living room. So I know it looks super, super empty. It's driving me crazy, but I am being patient because I have some plans for this area. I want to redo like this whole wall basically. So I'm kind of holding off until I make my final decision of what exactly I want to do because it is going to be a pretty big project. I'll go ahead and show you what the living room is looking like. The reason that the lamp is on the floor is because I'm actually redoing my console table. I guess I'll just go ahead and take you guys outside so you can see that. But it was really light. I had sanded it, but it started turning like a yellow color. And I had read that over time, just wood does that. So I'll share with you guys right now what that looks like. But here's this little table that I also got on Marketplace. I'm like out of breath. And then that one as well is from Marketplace. I have this stuff on the floor because I have some curtains that I need to hang up. And I did attempt to do it, but it was a fail. So all I did was make things worse. Put a bunch of holes up there. What else? Oh, there's the pictures that I moved from the dining room to the living room. I had thrifted these pictures from a thrift store for, what was it? I want to say they were, oh wow, I don't remember. Maybe like, I think 30 for the set. So maybe like 15 each. But they had some really, really old pictures in them. And so I took those out. I sanded the wooden frame around it. But then recently I stained the wood to look a little bit more darker because the wood was so light that it was blending into my walls and I wanted it to stand out more. And then the round mirror is from Hobby Lobby, and that one as well was a really light color. So I just stained it the same color as the picture frames because this wall is so big. I needed like more room across it, or to fill it up more. So that's what that is. And then here on our coffee table, I just have an open Bible there and this vase. These clay bells I got at what is it called? Like a street fair. So I just kind of laid them there. And oh, my granddaughter's little rocking chair that I got off of Marketplace as well. That one was $5. It's a magazine slash book holder. That one was $3 on Marketplace. So pretty. And then over here, where our TV is, I have our bookends. That one's from an antique marketplace or antique mall, antique marketplace, antique mall. And then this I had on our console table, but I have it here because the console table is outside. This little wooden duck, again from an antique mall. And then this little clear glass duck My mom gave me that. It's so, so pretty. She had it at her house and she said she's had it for so many years. I never noticed it. And one day I was like, "Oh, I really like your duck." So she actually gifted me that for Mother's Day, and I just set it with my other wooden duck there. And then these are from Potato Barn. But let me go ahead and take you guys outside to show you the console table. Okay, so this is a console table. I'll insert a little clip here of what it looked like, and why I stained it is because, like I said, it was just turning super like orange. So I stained it. Actually it's with, where is it at? Oh, I used this spray paint. So I was gonna stain it, but instead I found the spray paint and it worked. So I spray painted it, but it got super, super dark. And I was like, uh-oh, I didn't want it that dark. So what I've been doing, I let it dry. I did this yesterday, but I let it dry. And then I started to sand it off a little bit just to kind of lighten it. But I'm not done. I still have to do some more today. And the sun is so bright. So I don't know if you guys could see, but I am just kind of trying to lighten it by sanding it. Okay, so what I decided to do is I'm going to take these out for now. I use these almost like year round. I love those things. But I am going to add some of these fake lemons just because I don't have real ones right now. Otherwise, I would just put some real ones in here. But I'm just going to add some of my lemons, decorative lemons here, since this is a summer decorating. I don't know, I guess maybe something like that. Does that look okay? Yeah. So the only thing I do feel like it is clashing with are my red carnations. Maybe I should have got yellow or white. That's okay. On the next trip, when these die out, I'll pick up a different color, but that looks better. I like that. For now, I will go ahead and just leave the red flowers. You know what? Maybe what I'll do is once I bring my console table in, I'll just move those red flowers over there, and then I can get some more fresh ones, a different color, and add there. Maybe I'll do that. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and bring that console table in for now, just the way it is. I may sand it later, but for the purpose of trying to just finish it, decorate it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna add my book back over there, and then I'll bring those flowers like I said. Let's see how this looks. These flowers are so pretty. I love how bright they are. Oh yeah, I definitely need to finish that table. Let me show you. Now that it's inside without all the sun, that's for sure still in the works. I like how the top is looking. Well, I know I covered a lot of it, but you guys can kind of still see. But all that still has to be fixed. I need to just lightly sand it so it doesn't just look like it's all, you know, one color. So I can just pretend for now. Use your imagination that it is a little bit lighter. It will get there. All this stuff takes time, but I can envision it. So I think that looks cute right there. The red flowers, they bring out like my bookends, I think, anyway. So now I definitely need to add something over there because that looks really, really plain. But that will be in the works as well. Okay, so I am just getting home. I went ahead, I changed and got ready to go to church. So I'm back from church now. I had to go to the grocery store after church. I just got home with actually all of that. So I need to put all that food away. And since today is Father's Day, I will be making dinner. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that going. But I just wanted to close out this video because I know it's getting super long, and I was gonna include the dinner I'm making, but it'll be a really long video. So if I do record, I may put that in my next video. It's a dish called pastel azteca. It's really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.